The Digital Divide Amongst 21st Century Digital Learners by Chelsea James and Carissa Dalglish. At the core of the digital divide is access, use, and skill. An individual's socio-economic status is strongly correlated with technology access, both at home and within schools. Students from lower SES homes and neighbourhoods often have less access to devices such as computers than those from higher SES areas. Comparisons between internet access in higher and lower SES areas within Australia can drop from 90% to 40% respectively. Higher SES students attending higher resource schools also have greater technology access at their disposal than, say, lower SES students attending lower SES schools. How technology is used further adds to this gap. While the use of technology does cross over, recent studies show students from higher SES areas are more likely to use media outlets that expand academic literacy, such as blogs, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Lower SES students, however, were found to be more inclined to spend excessive durations of time watching television and playing electronic games. Finally, being technologically savvy has huge sway within the divide. An individual's foundational skill within IT can instantly put them ahead or behind their fellow students. Despite teachers' efforts to meet students where they are and build upon students' skill set, it doesn't guarantee that they will have progressed enough to be on par with their peers as they finish their schooling years. Teachers are often left struggling to reach students who lack basic foundations needed to develop digital literacy skills. That is, the ability to not only use devices, but also to fully experience online opportunities and engage in interactions that foster critical thinking about their content and the world around them. So how does this affect current and future digital learners? In a world that is becoming so increasingly dependent on technology, the digital divide instantly creates inequity between students. With SES having such a strong sway within the divide, it causes the issue to boil down to the haves and have-nots, the used or not used, and the cans and cannots. Although governments in some developing countries are working towards supplying students with technology access, this cannot bridge the gap on a global scale, nor can it in all cases bridge the gap in home access. Its effects are far-reaching, going beyond the immediate effect on education and heavily influencing areas such as employment. Whilst in some cases the gap can be lessened between generations, it can also be seen to have a rippling effect on future generations.
The digital divide is influenced by socioeconomic status, socio-cultural factors, politics, policies, and educators. The digital divide can be described as the gap between individuals, households, businesses, and geographic areas at different socio-economic levels with regard to both their opportunities to access information communication technologies and to their use of the internet for a wide variety of activities. Socio-cultural factors. The socio-cultural factors that influence the digital divide include age, race, cultural background, location, for example rural areas versus inner city or urban areas, whether you live in a first or second world country, how technologically competent your community is, socio-economic status in terms of affording technology and being able to afford to attend technologically advanced education settings, and your parents' educational background. Politics, policies, and educators. The Australian government at a macro level has a large impact on the digital divide felt between children in the education system. They have the power to implement policies that provide funding to educational settings, for example, providing public schools with funding for digital technologies and enforce digital competency in policies around educational curriculum. Educators play an integral role in closing the gap of the digital divide. Digital competence is a learned experience. With the aid of technologically competent and well-skilled educators, children will have the opportunity to learn in an ICT-friendly environment and become capable 21st century digital learners.